You find 100 perfect mods, you load them all up, and this happens.
Well, this is a nice mess you've gotten me into.
Sound familiar? It's likely to be your load order. You get that right, you're golden. BSAs are Bethesda Softworks archive files that store resources such as meshes, textures, animations, models, and sounds, e.g. a rock. Loose files are files of information covering the same areas as the BSAs, but they're from mods that you install. Meshes, textures, animations, sounds, models, these are the same sort of things. The ones from loose files could be corrected, enhanced, modified, or otherwise changed, e.g. replacement textures for a rock. Plugins. ESMs are master game files. You'll see these in Mod Organizer 2 when you connect your Skyrim game, and they will always load first, as these are the core game files. Uses the BSA textures, the meshes that we talked about earlier, and assigns it its job in-game. E.g. this rock goes here and does this. If you have a loose file instead of a BSA, one that comes from your mod, the game will use that one instead, as it overwrites the default BSA. ESPs are your third-party mods. Similar to that of ESMs, they are plugins that have commands and storylines, and they will change the direction of the game. Now these have permission to overwrite your ESMs. Plugins are more complex than loose files because they contain scenarios and variables that can impact the direction the game is going. For example, the game lets you choose either the Stormcloaks or the Imperials. Then we have a Wise Choice mod. The Wise Choice mod will allow you to choose neither. A choice that isn't given to you by default in the game, but by a plugin of a mod instead. Bonus file type. ESLs. ESLs are light plugins. These are essentially plugins that are much smaller in size and were implemented based on the limit of the plugins you're allowed to put into the game. So when it came around to not having any more room, ESLs were able to be implemented into the game without taking one of your plugin slots. Don't worry too much about those for now.
This should be good.
Load order is the order in which plugins are loaded into the game. This specifically refers to plugins. ESMs will always load first. Without ESMs, these mods have nothing to work with and the game can't function. So let's say you have two plugins. Both change the same aspect of the game. This is a conflict, but only one can survive. It will choose whichever of the two is further down the load order. So whichever you want to win will need to be placed after the other. Now, why would you have two mods that do the same thing? They don't need to do the same thing in every aspect, but they might just overlap. If they both modify the same aspect of the game as well as other areas, you'll be choosing which is implemented in the areas that they overlap. Whatever they do separately, it's left as it is, unless they mix with another mod. So you choose which has the final say by loading that plugin after the other one. Now load order is also vital with mods that rely on assets from other mods. If the load order is incorrect, mods may look for information that it needs to function properly and can't find it because the mod that contains the information hasn't been implemented yet. Now, I've avoided using the word priority until this point, and this is to avoid confusing load order with mod priority. Mod priority refers to the organization of the loose files and the BSAs. Remember our super shiny rock. Textures, meshes, animations, sounds, essentially changes that do not see a difference in the direction of the game. For Mod Organizer 2, the mod priority in the left-hand pane is the priority in which the loose files are implemented into the game. And it works in a similar way to the load order process. Your key game files first, that's your BSAs, the boring rock, then your mods, loose files, shiny rock. If you have more than one mod that does the same thing, the mod with the highest priority number will win the conflict and be implemented. Imagine a list of your mods from 1 to 10. The mod at number 1 is added first, and the mod at number 10 is added last. So number 10 has the mod priority over any of these. Now, in this example, mods 2 and 5 change the same specifics of the game, meaning mod 5 will have the final say on any files that both of these mods conflict on. For example, hypothetically, mod number 2 changes all guard uniforms in the game to ebony armor. Mod number 5 changes the Whiterun armor to Dragonbone armor. Number 5 loads after number 2. All guard uniforms are changed to ebony armor at first. Then mod 5 is loaded in and all Whiterun uniforms are changed to Dragonbone armor. The result is a combination of the two. All the guards will be wearing ebony armor except the Whiterun guards, who will wear Dragonborn armor, as this mod overwrites mod 2. If these were reversed, with the ebony armor was loaded after the one with the Dragonbone armor, the results would be completely different. Then all guards, including Whiterun guards, would end up with ebony because they first get put Dragonbone, as it's the ebony mod that has the final say and will overwrite the Dragonbone mod. Why plugins and mod priority are not equal. Not all mods have plugins, so your load order of plugins may look different to your mod priority in the left-hand pane. Let's say you have Mod A, Tom's Quest, random example, that adds a whole new quest line. This has a plugin that's loaded last. This would make Mod A an ESP, a plugin. Then you have Mod B, Tom's Voice Upgrade, designed to overhaul Tom's voice. This is a loose file, sounds, and doesn't contain a plugin. You have to make sure that despite Tom's Quest with its plugin being loaded last, in your plugins section has a lower priority number than the voice upgrade under your mod priority, as the voice upgrade relies on files from the quest mod. Otherwise, the voice mod is there going, "Who's Tom?" This is vital when installing patches for other mods. These patches will look for the main mod files to be able to work with them, as that's what it's trying to fix. Compatibility patches are also important here. They'll need to be prioritized over both of the mods that they're trying to fix. Now, I have a top tip for this. Use abbreviations of some of the very large overhaul mods. It will help you be able to spot where in the load order your mods should go. So, for example, the Complete Alchemy and Cooking Overhaul, the Complete Crafting Overhaul Remastered, Compatibility Patch for Alchemy Overhaul and Crafting Overhaul. Okay, so this might be fine for some, but for me at least, as I'm looking over my mod list, there's a chance I might miss it. But look at this: CCOR, Complete Crafting Overhaul Remastered, CACO, Complete Alchemy and Cooking Overhaul, CCOR/CACO, Compatibility Patch. It's much clearer to see at a glance as you're skimming through the list, and you should be able to see if it's misplaced. With a small mod number, it may not seem like a vital part of it, but as you grow your list bigger and bigger, it's going to prove to be quite vital. Especially from experience, my organization, it's not very good. If you've made it this far, I admire your dedication. Perfect time for a brew. Where will I... Well,